there was the E30. It was then followed by the E36 and the simply magnificent E46. But now we are in the age of turbocharged technology in the F82. But wait, are we forgetting something? Yes, the oh so mighty, fantastically sounding V8 of an E92 M3. Welcome to Let's Roll Out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's roll out. It was last year that we were in this very same position, and it was a rebirth of a legend, and that was the Shelby GT350R. Now I talk about that car because this M3 reminds me of it because of one thing. From the time you turn that V8 motor over, it puts a smile on your face. You see, this car has some upgrades to it. We've got a better muffler system to really accentuate what's happening in the front. It gives you the best crescendos and the sweetest sound. At any gear, you can enjoy this car. This V8 will rev all the way out to 8,300 RPMs, but you do not need to be there in order to enjoy it. You've got a 6-speed manual transmission that has perfect throws, just like the Shelby GT350R. Now, that Shelby GT350 came at about the same price as this, the M3, when it was brand new. But the character is the same. Where there was a flat plain crank V8, this one is just a 4-liter V8. And it just sounds absolutely so magnificent. The steering wheel is small and it's thick enough and soft enough in your hands so you don't feel the hardness like we felt in the Maserati Ghibli that we test drove on our show. The seats has these humongous bolsters and it's where you want to be. The back seats are comfortable, and yes, even me, I could fit in the back with a little bit of space in front of my knees. So while this is supposed to be a lethal weapon, it's still so comfortable. This vehicle has some really nice additions to help enhance a car that was already mean, already so nice to look at. It has a carbon fiber lip in front to make it look so much more planted to the road. The KW suspension that lowers this car and just give it that, what I would call the real BMW stance. Because if you look at the cars of today, they do not have that low planted look on the road, because most of them now are all-wheel drive. The M3 and M4 currently are not all-wheel drive, but just like the M5, which just came out, that is the F90, that is all-wheel drive, so we have to expect that to come. We've got these 295 Michelin tires in the back to put the 320 foot-pounds of torque to the road. So we've got a recipe that is meant to put smiles on your face and to bring out all the emotions that you may have locked away inside. The E92 M3. As you downshift through the gears, you can hear the engine as it starts to sing a little bit more. You do have the different choices to control how aggressive and how much power you need. And to make things easy, BMW has put them right on the steering wheel. You can program all your perfect settings and just initiate them in M. That turns everything up and makes it extremely aggressive. Now, while it's aggressive, the steering wheel is still very soft and you do not feel so much as though it's overly weighted. We're in an M. So this is supposed to be the pinnacle. This vehicle has gone up against the likes of the Mercedes C63 AMG, the Audi RS4. Now, while those are absolutely phenomenal cars, the M3 has still been the benchmark. And today we will see why. We have also featured the E46 that was before this, and that car was just perfection. So today we will get a chance to see if this has raised the bar even more. The weight distribution for this, the M3, is 51.2 over the front wheels and 48.8 in the back. So it's almost perfectly balanced. The horsepower has been increased in this car to 450 horsepower and 320 foot-pounds of torque. So how does it accelerate? Oh, what I can tell you, this V8 is at home at 7,000 RPMs. It's at home at 8,000 RPMs, and the pull is just continuous, and it builds and it builds. The sound from the back and the mufflers are simply so scintillating. My God. Wow. Yes. The Shelby GT350R was our #1 car last year. And just a little bit in this, the M3 E92, as it is equipped right now. I can tell you, it is leading the pack. On the back roads, how accurate is it? I can tell you the accelerations it's good, and at 3,704 pounds, you do not feel it. The 4-liter V8 and its 450 horsepower is more than good enough for the car. The shifts are crisp and clean, and the steering, oh my God, is so good. And the rear wheel drive, you can play with it in these corners. The car is so balanced and easily controlled. Now the straights are fairly short on this nice windy back road, and you get the opportunity to feel how agile this car is, how stable it is in the corners. You're able to put the power down. We are driving an M3 that has KW suspension, so it's just sitting perfectly right over the front wheels in the back. It's what BMWs were known for. Oh, it has those 14.2-inch brakes in the front and 13.8 in the back. The steering wheel is direct and just amazing. And yeah, you can feel how accurate the front is. It is riding on 275 and 295 in the rear. The stability is just awesome. But what I can tell you, even though it's lower, the ride is still absolutely so compliant. The E92 M3. Wow. The 2013 BMW M3 E92. It has continued a long line of fantastic cars that started from the E30, E36, the E46, which we've featured a few weeks ago. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. And now there's the E92. The V8 is simply astounding. It lives for that 8,300 RPMs. Raise the RPMs and you will be rewarded in spades. It is so good to drive, so communicative. The steering wheel stays off even though we're in the most aggressive setting. So it's easy to place the car. Something else that I loved about it, that even though it is a sports car that meant to just tear up the back road, it has the practicality to carry four. I was able to fit into the back seat with my seat. That's my driving position. So it has comfort as well.
Any ideas?
Now, there was one thing that I didn't like. After some time of driving and braking, we started to have some squeaking noise coming from the brakes. But other than that, the E92 is just fantastic. It is simply amazing to drive, and to keep it close to the red line will reward you and keep you smiling. Thank you for joining us today on our show, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to hit that subscribe button because we bring you a show every week. And do remember to touch that notification bell so we can have this fun all the time. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you again in our next episode.